Well, I will introduce myself. I'm Melissa Shea, the CEO of Fashion Mingle, and Fashion Mingle is a global platform for fashion industry professionals with over 200 fashion directories around the world. And my co-founder, Beth Smith, is also on the call today. Beth, you want to say hi?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. We hope to get a lot of good information out there to you and to be the one-stop place. You can not only listen to great conversations like this, but also go online at any time and start networking. Plenty of time to start doing things like that.
Absolutely. That's the reason we wanted to create this regular Zoom meeting every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with this group of ladies that are our tribe in New York City. The women that we work with all the time to put on events, fashion shows, all kinds of fun things. And so we are inviting you to become part of this tribe and also just give you an understanding of what we're doing to keep our business growing during this uncertain time and to help you figure out what you can do to keep your business and career on track. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody and just, ladies, just tell us a little bit about yourself. So Shirin, take it away.
Hi, I met most of you ladies, but some of you I have not. I am a brand builder is what I'm sort of kind of defining it as. I'm a lawyer by trade. What I do is I help businesses develop their companies from startup to growth to expansion, but really focusing on building the foundations of their brand, their intellectual property, getting all of their agreements in place so that they have all the tools that they need to be successful in, you know, whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's makeup, fashion, beauty, even technology related. So yeah, it's sort of all wrapped into one, and I'm there to support all the different areas of need.
And Shirin's actually our fashion law attorney. She helped us working with our investor. She's helped us with contracts for all the different types of events that we do and the people we work with. And we've also referred her to clients that Fashion Mingle has in order to get their businesses up and running. Okay, so next is Dee. Tell us about yourself, Dee.
Hi, everybody. So glad to be here. My company is DCG Media Group. I love Melissa. I love Beth. I love all these women here because I've worked with most of them. And then I know them actually through Melissa. My company is a full service PR, branding, and digital marketing. So we do a lot of digital marketing as far as, especially now because of live stream and everybody's streaming, we do digital commercials that way. We do the Times Square billboards, we do pop-up events, we do New York Fashion Week. So we're a full boutique, full service company. So I'm glad to be here and to help any of you ladies who need my help.
Cool. And we've had so much fun working with Dee the last 6 months because she's partnered with, brought us in to work with CoverGirl in Times Square. And we've also done some cool things like helped our members get billboards in Times Square. We're working on some fashion shows that hopefully will happen in the fall, Hampton Fashion Week.
Crossing.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Times Square Fashion Week. So, and then Dee also has her Latinista magazine. So we've worked with Dee a lot and she's awesome. Okay, so next let's talk to Laurie. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laurie Riviere and I own the Riviere agency. So my agency mostly does event, which isn't happening right now, PR and general like marketing for brands. We do a lot of like influencer marketing. We work on New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, Miami Swim Week, and then just do general events and everything like that. So you can imagine all of our clients are in an absolute panic right now. We are not, but most of our clients are. And then we help them on the sort of influencer side of things, making those connections. That's our main thing. And then we do regular PR for a lot of beauty brands.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah, and Laurie has she does New York Fashion Week. She works with a lot of international fashion show groups. You just got back from London and Paris by the skin of your teeth, right?
Wow.
Barely, yeah. I didn't do London this season, but I did Paris, and yeah, I got back just in time.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So at least we got through February with the fashion week.
Very grateful to the heavens above for that.
Woo, yeah.
Well, absolutely. So, okay, so Kat Schuller. Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Hey, I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. You know, it's the uncertainty of these times really makes me believe in the fact that we really need unity, and we need information, and we need to keep our spirits up. I'm calling it looking up when you're locking down.
Love it. Love it.
I have a company called Catherine Schuller Enterprises, and that's kind of an umbrella for different activities, and one of them is Runway the Real Way, and that's about diversity and inclusivity, accessibility, and sustainability. So I was one of the first plus size models back in the 80s, and I feel like I want to do for Mother Nature what I did for the plus size woman. So that's been kind of my focus, and I do image and style advising for lots of different entities. I have a charity called Divabetic, so it's like don't get down, get diva. We teach and train and inspire our diabetes affected women who are at risk of, you know, whatever the situation is with their diabetes, we help them through it. And I'm the curator and the creative director of High Tech Moda, and we do a seasonal show with the National Geographic space. And thank God, like we were saying with Laurie, you know, we got to do in February. We got it done, and there's all kinds of great repercussions. I started, you know, when you do these networking things after I went to Fashion Mingle events, and I meet all these people, and then I follow up with them, and I met this wonderful guy who's got a studio, and we were going to do model maker mentors. So it's really runway training for models. But you know, we can't, it's 6 feet, you know, we can't get together now, but it's going to happen. And it, you know, we're going to do model maker mentoring because we want models to really have that runway walk that New York needs to really step up their game with. So, you know, I was going to do an adaptive clothing seminar at FIT, so that's on hold and postponed. So I'm really kind of concentrating with some of my designers on making antiviral facial masks right now, because there's a huge shortage in it. So that's what I've been working on this week, just getting that fabric, and we'll see what we can do. I can't do the ventilators, but we can do the masks.
I love that, Kat. That's so exciting. You know, I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, well, that's how all of our seamstresses and designers, we can actually have some quite fashionable mask as needed.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
so stay tuned.
If anybody can make that happen, it's you. So I'm excited you're on it.
Many people need that now. The government
it's so
needs
great
that
that you're
now. You can
doing
get a
that.
government contract that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe get a grant.
Okay, so next we have Dell. She's the one with the beautiful picture of New York City.
I'm in New York right now, and I'm Dale Noel. I'm the founder and CEO of True Model Management, and we service all types of clients around the world with models from every size, ethnicity. Ever since we started, we were always inclusive, and we have fit models, runway models, sprint models, all types. So now since we're in almost lockdown and we're not allowed to go to work anymore, we've been doing more virtual work, and I'm a consultant in 3D technology for fashion and modeling in different industries. So that's kicking in. So that's positive that all that was in the works before this, and that can pick up because in-person business has pretty much halted completely as of today. Models are still going out as of yesterday. but to their discretion and the client. I also teach at Fashion Institute of Technology, and those classes are on hold. So we're going to start working online, I believe, next week. I'm a health coach, and I'm not very active in it, but I work on it with the models. If anyone has issues, they come to me, and that might give me a little more time to work on that right now. And I believe we're going to be talking about all the things that we're doing later, so I will allow for introductions, and I look forward to seeing you again in a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, Dale. Okay, and last we have Claire.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here. I know most of you really well. And yes, so I'm the founder of the New York Makeup Academy. We run classes. We have an academy in Manhattan. We have one in Westchester. So we run classes for students in hair and makeup. One of the things that we do with the students after they graduate is we take them to events like New York Fashion Week. We take them to events all throughout the year. So that's what we do. So yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you ladies so much for joining Beth and I on this little journey. So since everyone is, located in New York City, we just want to hear, we want you to share with everyone how it's going. What's happening in New York City from a personal standpoint? Who'd like to go first? How about Laurie, you, because you're sitting in your bed and there's a reason for that.
Yes. So for me, my office is 2 stops away. I live in Brooklyn. I'm really blessed that I have a 3-bedroom apartment, but I have 2 kids. I have a baby that's 5 months old and a 3-year-old. My husband is in finance. So the rest of the house is the kids. Right now, our bedroom is our office. He won the rock, paper, scissors, so he gets the desk. And so this is my desk. So when I make my bed, I'm making my desk in the morning. And up today, our nanny is here, but the governor just issued the stay-at-home mandate. So we will see how that works out after
the virtual nanny.
Yeah. So I have a feeling I'm one of those anti-screen time moms. I don't let my 3-year-old watch TV, but I have a feeling that is going to be very much relaxed over the next few weeks, maybe a month. I will also just tell people my sister-in-law is the director of infectious disease control for a hospital group. So I've been getting a lot of insider information, and it is really important to stay inside. Things are kind of really bad in the healthcare system, but if you're staying inside, you're protecting yourselves. Of course, you're protecting other people, but you're also protecting yourselves and your family. And she anticipates that we're probably looking at around a May time frame. Just right now, that's what it's looking like.
Okay, good to know. Well, Shirin, I know you've got little ones at home too. How's it going for you?
I mean, I pretty much share the same story as Laurie. My kids are maybe a month or so different. My youngest is 10 months and my oldest is 3 and 3 months, excuse me. But it's sort of the same situation. At first, we were like, okay, working remotely, that I can do because I had been doing that anyways before all of this, working a few days from home. But I had everything set up, and the kids for the most part they had, daycare and activities that they were doing, so they were not in and disrupting. And then the last few weeks, of course, the nanny has been keeping them inside. And now, as Laurie mentioned, we just got the news that, as of tomorrow, there's going to be no more nannies. So we're going to have to figure out how we work around that. And my husband is also an entrepreneur. So we have also chosen where we are in the house and how we're doing everything. Wow. And I won. So I got the good lighting and the good internet, because this is the routers. I'm like, I need the best internet possible. No bueno. So I want that race. But yeah, it's gonna be different. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some challenges for those moms that are gonna be juggling work and taking care of the kids, whether they're in school or not in school, and how that's gonna go. And we're just gonna have to take it one day at a time and see how it. As I said, I'm the same thing as Laurie. I don't usually like my kids to watch TV or anything, but I think I might have to let them.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page.
You know, the electronic babysitter.
Uh-huh.
We'll see. But, you know.
Dale,
Use your programming wisely.
Yes.
Dale,
Yeah, I think
your daughter, Dale, your daughter is a little bit older, right?
she is. My daughter is 9, and it's been challenging. In my house, we kind of are mobile, and I like to follow the sun. So even though I have a desk for work, because I do a lot of remote work and travel a lot, I have a little fold-up desk that I'm bringing around with me and going to the best window throughout the day. I am bi-coastal, and I was supposed to be in California now, so I'm especially missing the sun, but it's been gorgeous here. But the fun part about, yes, she's getting a lot more screen time that she never would have had before. And all the kids are on Zoom now. So she has been hosting conferences with 10 friends at a time and others calling in, and they watch each other. And we really don't cook much at home. Like, we're very mobile family and New Yorkers and eat out too much. So now it's like teaching to cook and baking bread last night and all these things. And it's a good time to do some chores and teach the kids how to do more chores and give them responsibilities. This is actually her spring break, but now next week we want to implement like more schedules, because like everyone was saying with the work time, it's like she'll come in but like, Mommy, look at this picture I drew. I'm like, I'm on a video conference call with a client, you know? So it's like my husband and I are still working very much, so I feel bad for her because she has to do a lot on her own. But if we start scheduling chunks of time and working more off hours, we'll get it all done.
Yeah, that's tough. Hey, and Beth, your daughter had to come back from college, didn't she?
Yeah, I'm dealing with a different situation with that. I just feel terrible for these kids. I mean, you know, just getting started, just finally feeling comfortable around campus. She was just inducted into the sorority, and she's an only child, and she's extremely excited to have sisters finally. So that's been put on hold. So she, you know, was dealing with the boredom issue, going from that active campus lifestyle to home. And the classes are still very challenging. So to try and find, you know, just the headspace to do these tough college classes. Many of them had labs that are, you know, they're trying to find a new way to conduct these labs, which are part of the curriculum. People that had internships that were necessary for graduation, struggling through that, you know, that part of figuring it all out. And then of course we're just the boyfriend, which is a new development. So there's been
exciting
years on that front, but you know, it just doesn't matter the age. There's always different complications.
Yeah, right. So now, Kat, I know you're like in the heart of the city. When you go out, are there like the grocery stores are available? How crowded are the streets?
Yeah, well, last week it was really horrendous, and there was the toilet paper situation. Forget it. You know, it's just, and what is it with TP? You know, but I get it. You know, it's that anxiety, and it's the I don't want to run out of things, and I mean the streets were completely empty, and I actually got very kind of depressed for the first time. And so my friends are up in White Plains, and they have dogs and cats and 5 cars, and you know, it's just like, so I'm up in actually White Plains now. So I'm staying up here. So I go on long walks with the dogs, and I have the internet, and you know, we're cooking while we're cooped up, you know, so we're having like really St. Patrick's Day. We had this beautiful shepherd's pie, and you know, we had a celebration, and you know, we put on chieftains, and we were dancing around the house, and you know, we're trying to keep our spirits up. You know, like I'm really trying to do that, because a lot of my designers and models are calling, checking in, you know, what's going to happen. Like I have the crystal ball, but you know, you don't want to play into that anxiety and into all of that fear. And, you know, I have a part-time job, so I'm working remotely, and that's been a new challenge. I mean, everything has switched. Everything is topsy-turvy. And I was supposed to be at the Reuters Corporate Responsibility Summit. It was a $3,000 ticket. And that was going to be such a great way to meet all these companies that are going green and bring them into High Tech Moda, into National Geographic. And so that was postponed. My adaptive clothing thing was postponed with Tommy Hilfiger and Runway of Dreams, and the Model Makers Seminar. So, you know, it's all been like, this is where I would be, you know, these next couple weeks. And, you know, I realized that it is the most important thing we can do, though, to stop the spread of this. And I'm calling my designers, like I said before. We're going to work on masks, and we're going to sew antiviral masks, and we're going to, you know, we're going to create a whole look. There's a company called American Uma, and she does Muslim. She's actually dope. She calls herself dope covered, so it's modest wear, but she's going to create complete outfits, because there's going to be, it's going to be mask centric, but it's going to be really dope, you know. And I think a lot of people are going to be very skittish and germ phobic from here on out, you know. And you know, I'm really going to try and help her with that. And I have some investors in you know, on board with trying to, you know, we're just, you know, this is what we do. New Yorkers adapt. We adapt, and no matter how severe the circumstances are, and we band together. And I'm just happy to be safe and with a lot of friends, you know, because I'd be by myself if I was in my apartment in the city. And that really did get depressing, because it just, Times Square is a ghost town. I mean, really, tumbleweeds. And, you know, I can't, what's there going to, I'm on an island. When I'm in Manhattan, I'm on an island. And I witnessed that with 9/11. And I felt very isolated, and I felt like it was almost dangerous. You know, if they close the bridges and they close the tunnels, you're trapped, you know. So here we have 5 cars, and I can get around, and, you know, but the lines at Pacheco's were a little interesting, right, Claire?
Yes.
They were passing out gloves that you had to wear when you went inside, and everything was closed there, but there was a lot of stuff on the shelves, much more than Manhattan. So I feel fortunate, and we stocked up with groceries, and, you know, we're trying new recipes every day, and we're trying to, you know, we're getting very healthy, and you know, we're not using it at a time to go into creating bad habits. This is a time to try new things, read new things, keep in touch with people. And, you know, I think that the next phase of what we're going into is going to be very trying for all of us to adjust to, but we've got to trust and adjust.
Right, absolutely. And Claire, now you've got the New York Makeup Academy is based in Manhattan, but do you live in Westchester?
Yes, I do. Yes, I live in Millwood. So it's just so it's pretty. It is upstate, but yeah, it's near enough to be near everything. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy what's been going on. So I'm at home with my husband. My husband's a real estate broker. He's, you know, we're all at home now with my stepdaughter. So we're all up here, you know, nothing to do. You know, we're just going on walks. My husband just made me a gym, so that was nice. So I'm excited to use that over the next couple of months. So yeah, I mean, in terms of obviously like the students and stuff like that coming into the academy, it's devastating, because some people are in the middle of their classes, and, you know, they're just told, you know, they're starting their careers, you know, they're doing their classes. And right in the middle of their courses, we've just had to tell them, you know, sorry, you can't come back until further notice. And, you know, that's really sad for, you know, students, and demotivating as well.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
And Dee, I think you're like me. Your family's scattered, right? My mom's in Kansas. Your mom is?
My mom is in North Carolina, and then my dad is in Brazil.
Oh my God.
And then my sister's in Manhattan. My brother is also, and then I'm in West New York, which is next to Hoboken. So they did a curfew here in New Jersey where you're not allowed to, there's a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So you could go out, like, you know, you could go out to get groceries, or if it's an emergency. So I just Uber to the supermarket, and over here, the supermarket has everything. There is no, I think it's because it's an affluent neighborhood. So people, I don't know, I don't see that hoarding here as much. Yes, the toilet paper is gone, but I'm a baby wipes girl, so I'm good. And I've been preparing, actually, I've been monitoring the news for several months. So I actually prepared 2 months ago. And so when it hit the fan, I kind of had everything I needed. So right now I'm trying to figure out who I could donate these masks, like hospitals, if I could donate the masks that I have. Or
Oh, I know some people who need some.
yeah, but I want to donate it to the hospitals or something.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
actually writing a letter to the governor, or
Good.
just trying
Yeah.
to figure out who, because I'm not using it. I'm not, and I didn't hoard them. I just ordered them through Amazon, like way before this happened. But yeah, I have been, you know, I was just sharing with Melissa yesterday through text. We're like, I'm not panicking, and I don't know why. I was like, am I in denial?
I'm not panicking either.
You know,
we will get through this.
Yeah, panicking doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not someone who panics. Like, I think of, okay, what do we need to do? Like, what is the solution? What is my plan? So I have plan A, plan B, plan C. I have savings that will help me through May. I've been constantly talking to my clients, constantly figuring out, okay, what can we do next? How can we think outside the box? So that's what I've been doing with all my clients, and they're pretty much on board. Everybody's suffering. Like, it's trickling down to everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm really trying to help my clients know that, you know, this is not, we are going to surpass this. This is not going to be permanent. It is going to be hard for the next couple months. So I'm not trying to lie. It is what it is. But we have to, I honestly have been more busy now than ever. I've not had any downtime because
me too.
I was like, how are people bored? Because I'm like working like a crazy woman. I like, my hair is like because I've been trying to figure out ways to help my clients, and like the creative juices have been going where I'm really like working much harder now, just because I'm trying to think of out of the box solutions for my clients. And there's so many things that could be done, guys. Really,
you're like really into all kinds of digital advertising, and I know you've got some live stream events set up for your clients. I saw you immediately get on that. So tell us like a little bit about your clients and what you normally do for them, which is normally in-person events, and how you're converting that over to online events.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing, for example, obviously a lot of people are being very frugal in purchasing. Really, the people that are making money is the food industry, water, and toilet paper, right? Those are the people that, but when you're thinking of makeup, skincare, fashion, dental med spas, you got to think of ways to still have the audience engaged. So let me give you an example. I had to cancel a lot of events like Laurie. And even the event that we were doing in Dublin, we were going to do a writers conference in June, which got canceled today. So we had to push that. But for example, with CoverGirl, we were doing authors night for Women's History Month. So what we're going to do is we're going to invite the authors, come online, do a Q&A with them on the book. And then we're going to have CoverGirl do like things that will empower you while you're home. And so, you know, I know a lot of us probably, when we're not in this webinar, we're not wearing our makeup, we're kind of like have our hair up. So we're trying to like help women just still feel beautiful, still feel empowered, you know. So CoverGirl and I are kind of coming up with different concepts. So for you, Claire, you know, even though your classes are canceled, you could still do teach, obviously, and I'm pretty sure you thought of this, teach online, do webinars, still stay engaged with the students that have registered, and teach them classes in the meantime until the actual classes start. And for you, Catherine, you know, I know you're thinking of, I mean, I honestly think you're probably going to be a millionaire after all this is over, because that's a genius idea. I would write to the governor if I was you, but make sure everything is legal. So that's where you come in.
Yeah, Laurie, I need your help.
Shireen, this is where you come in. And you know,
Shireen, yes, exactly.
Yeah, even with like there's like for the writers conference, we're talking to authors and doing classes online. I'm doing this thing called damage control, where I'm giving free advice to clients or anybody who wants to come on board. I'm thinking of ideas of in their niche of what they could do in the meantime till this is over, because you have to stay engaged. You can't, you know, there ain't no time to have pity parties.
No.
There's no time to be, woe is me, eating bonbons, watching Netflix. We don't have time for that.
No.
You know, you got to do that in the weekend. Even you, for the modeling, Catherine, for you, for the modeling workshops, you could maybe get models and get those emails now and do free workshops online until this is over, so that you could actually do the workshops.
Right.
And Dale is a great resource for that, like, you know, joining forces.
Yep.
We were doing that already.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some AR, VR companies that I'm talking to, so you can feel like you're really there as well.
Exactly. Like one of the companies that I have, Vera Moore Cosmetics, she does skincare makeup. So I told her, Vera, we need to do, you know, people are inside. So what can we do to like help people take care of their skin while they're inside, right? Because sometimes you're not getting vitamin D, you're not, you know, how can you pamper yourself? So she's doing free workshops on how to take care of your skin. So there's different things you could do to engage people, because right now people are online. Everybody's here. Everybody's streaming. You know, I'm offering commercials to people to do on Hulu, Netflix, that are super cheap to get the word out there, because those people are constantly watching. You might not get the business now, but you'll get it later.
Yeah, and it's a great time to really get to know your clients and your customers better, because these are all the projects that businesses or just anyone who's out there working doesn't have time to do, that you've been trying to do this for so long. Now's the time, and you went right when we're back in the office, it'll be like, boom, I got it for you. It's all prepared, it's ready. Look over all your contracts, have Shirin take a look at them, make sure those are good to go for when you're signing more contracts. And and branding online.
Clients
online is great.
You know, like it keeps loyalty, because they know that you're just not like,
you're there.
That's it.
Solution. What's the next thing? Like that's what you have to like. It's hard to turn on that button, and I know everybody's not wired that way. I'm glad I'm wired that way, but I know that, you know, you gotta get motivated the way Melissa and Beth have created this. Like, get people to motivate you.
Yeah, join Fashion Mingle. We're going to have amazing events going on, and we're going to bring in new people every week. But
hey, Dale, I know you've got an office in Manhattan. You have quite a few employees, don't you? Because you've got workers. How are you dealing with your employees?
We're all working remotely. We have a whole task sheet of what everyone needs to catch up on. The bookers have been actually super, super busy, working like many hours, because they're scheduling, rescheduling, canceling, and rescheduling, changed their mind. And now we're doing remote work with the clients as well. Virtual jobs, they're sending clothes to models, and we're working on other programs for avatars. And as far as we're trying to keep everything going as much as I can, but I feel like next week is going to be the new week, because up until yesterday, people were still going out. And I'm in New York, and I noticed today I had to go to the bank and the post office for work, and there are about 3 people in part of the time I was there, and then it was empty. But there are still quite a few people working. You know, there are a lot of people working in the bank, and construction workers are out there, and a lot of them didn't have masks or gloves, so they probably can't get them. I had to go drop off something at a medical office the other day, and ask them, hey, do you have one? And they didn't have any to give, but I finally got some from a cousin who owns a construction business. So if you know anyone in the construction business, a lot of them are still working. A lot of the construction and utility, you'll see them out there. The food carts are out getting food. You can pick up food, but the shelves are getting bare, and certain days they're very bare. And then I happened to be in Duane Reade when toilet paper came out the other morning. I was like, I didn't hoard though. I just got 2 packages. But yeah, I'm not panicking, but I'm being very careful.
Cool. Laurie, you know, now has to be when you're planning for September Fashion Week in New York, London, Paris. and all of the designers have to be like wondering what should they do? What are you advising people to do?
Yeah, so I guess one of the things that I want to say is I'm normally, it's funny because I'm probably a little like Dee, like where I'm like, go, 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 go. And it's odd because I'm very much, I mean, you know, I practiced law for many years. I was a litigator. I am a solution-oriented person. If there's a problem, I find a solution for it. And I usually am like, that's why I'm a great producer, because I think quick on my feet. But with this, I found myself not rushing to try and convert everything digital or whatever. And so I think, and you know, it's because my gut really is telling me not to rush to do that. And so I just want to let other people know, if you're not rushed to do that, or you're just taking a moment to think about what you want to do, that's okay too. Like, you don't
Absolutely.
want to be frozen, you know, and not do anything. But if you're processing everything and sort of putting together a plan of action, that's okay. Don't feel like if you're not doing something, you know, it's okay. And it's okay to take a couple of days and watch Netflix too. Don't let yourself get stuck in that.
Yes. Take care of your health first. Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, it's been kind of weird because I actually haven't been go, 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 go. I've had clients reach out to me. I've had a lot of people, you know, the next thing on tap for us is swim week. And so I had a lot of people reach out to me, swim week still happening, what's going on, you know, kind of in a panic about that. And for me, my best recommendation for everyone is to be realistic. Anything happening in April is not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's just not. I think May, maybe towards the end of May, things may happen, but I think you need to have that sort of as, okay, this is tentative. It may happen or it may not. And, you know, June is, it kind of depends on us as citizens, what we do, how we manage things. You know, the people on the beach in Clearwater aren't really helping to get us through May. So, you know, one of the things that I'm going to recommend to people is be vocal on social media when you see someone out not social distancing. In New York, we don't have a choice now, it's the law. But if you see somebody say something, I have seen influencers posting different things and I've been direct messaging them. That's kind of been my week, is sort of being like a vigilante.
Social distancing police.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know, especially for influencers, like if you're gonna do it, okay, fine, but please don't post it on social media. It's making a difference, because you know it's really Generation Z. Everybody's talking about millennials. It's Gen Z that's the problem. So all that to say, for the people that are thinking about fashion weeks or whatever, I think if you're planning something for June or later, you should be planning as normal, that everything's going to happen, putting contingencies into place that people are going to be very gun shy to come to events. So if you're a producer or an event organizer of something large, you need to be budgeting in contingency plans for people to feel secure in terms of germs. You should have a budget for Purell. You should have a budget for, you know, a space that's large enough, not cramming people into a small space. Think about how people are going to be sort of traumatized by this. I know that's terrible, but you need to think about that and what you're going to do with your event moving forward to make people feel that you understand what they went through, and that you want to bring people back together in a social environment. We're social creatures. We're not going to not be around each other again. But how can you provide them a safe environment, or an environment that feels safe for them? And I think, you know, again, anything sort of June or later, I'm sort of planning as usual. I just got an email from a client in London today. They were asking about some sort of designer that's doing something sustainable. Is that still trending? I'm like, I think it's going to be trending more than ever now, you know? And I think one of the other thing that's going to happen is to try and be forward thinking of, right now we're focused on the panic. The news is all about because they're trying to get people to stay inside and trying to get things to happen that need to happen for this not to be as bad as it could be, right? But in a few weeks, when it is sort of bad, you're going to see a lot of things happen, like with the environment, where you're going to see like news stories come out about the smog over New York City not being there, or, you know, in LA or whatever. Just the same way you see I'm sure a lot of people have seen the reports in Venice that dolphins are swimming in the ocean. And so, you know, how can you, when you're planning your event or your brand or whatever, think about those things and how you can at least touch on that a little bit with your own brand? Can you redesign your packaging to be more sustainable? Can you, your next event, can you maybe not have gift bags that are made of something that's, bad, or have just junk in the gift bags and have it be something that people actually want? The promotional products, and I, with all due respect to promo product companies, it's one of the most wasteful industries in the world. Can you focus on something more sustainable? So thinking about those kind of things, but planning as usual. I think you should plan like the event is going to happen.
Okay, that's fantastic advice, Laurie. And I know all of us are excited to think that, okay, yeah, maybe we should go ahead and keep planning for September like it's going to happen. I know a lot of us, our business really relies on Fashion Week. We've only got about 10 minutes left. I wanted to bring in Shirin because she's an attorney. We've used her a lot for things, and the legal stuff is, the paperwork stuff, all the stuff like bookkeeping, all that kind of stuff that gets so ignored. This is a really great time to take care of some of that stuff. So I wanted to have Shirin just talk about, what do you think are some basic things people could do from a standpoint of just getting their business in order, taking advantage of this time?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, first and foremost, personal self-care is definitely going to play a part in this as well. And I think we've all sort of put that in the back burner for some time. And this is the time to really start realizing that, in order to have a healthy business, you have to be healthy yourself. All of us here are thankfully well enough to be having this discussion and not sitting in a hospital bed somewhere. So, we do definitely need to realize, not just for ourselves, but also for those of us who have employees, that now we realize the importance of having these sick leaves and all of these, if someone's not feeling well, not to have that sort of culture where they're forced to come in and, make do with however they are. Because that, I think, is what's been happening. And that's been our culture for many years now. And I think now we are finally starting to realize the effects of that. So that being said, yes, self-care for your business is this is the time that we have. Thankfully, the government has started to put in play these stimulus packages. We've got our tax returns delayed for a few more months until July. That's going to give us time to, rather than put that money that's been put aside, you can maybe now, you've got 3 months to use it and utilize it and make some investments out of it. And yes, at the very beginning, I, like most everyone else, at first was, quite panic stricken. I've got 2 little kids, I've got a business, and I've got clients coming in saying, I'm going to go under, I can't do this. But now I see that, now that we realize that the government is responding, I've kind of calmed down, and I'm doing what Dee has been doing, is basically talking to my clients and telling them about the opportunities that they have to finally sit down and properly look at their company, look at what their structure is, how have they set this up. Most of the clients, some of the issues I've been dealing with damage control is with respect to their contracts and the things that haven't been put in those contracts, and they were ignored, and they were sort of like so busy with things. And I get it. And it's always been, make sure that your contracts are set up properly. And those that did take the time to do them are not having the negative effects that those who did not. For instance, the force majeure clauses that people just thought it was just a boilerplate in there. Now that they realize the importance of having very carefully crafted terms and conditions in all of your contracts, and Laurie, as a former attorney, and can understand and appreciate that. It's times like this, which we, of course, never want to think about the worst case scenario, but you should always practice that in application with your business, because you want to make sure that foundation is solid. So when this happens, you don't have to worry about those things affecting your business. You've got your contract. So one of the first things I say is go, take a look at your business. If you haven't set up your trademarks or all those things that you've ignored, get your branding in place. Protect your business. Use the money that you have saved at this point, that you can put back into your business. keep it in that business, and set everything up with respect to your contracts. Make sure that everyone is under contract at some point, whether it's your independent contractors, whether it's your employees. There's a lot of, everyone's got some loose ends that they never had time to take care of. Well, this is the time that you have to take care of those loose ends so they don't come back to bite you in times like this. And essentially continue to invest in your brand, because the clouds will come off, they will go away, and everything will, get back to some sort of normalcy. Of course, there will be some trauma felt as a result of this, and that we need to make those adjustments as well. But you need to continue to invest in your business, and those that don't, I think it's about learning to thrive in this and finding the opportunities in this rather than closing up shop. That I think that's the worst thing that you can do. Absolutely. So definitely get all the paperwork that you have been pushing off. Get those, get the registrations. Do everything that you can do to protect your brand, and build on those agreements that you never had the chance to do because you just were so busy with the actual activities themselves.
Right. And Dale, you had something you wanted to add?
Yes, all the points that Shirin made were fantastic. I agree with all, fully support. There's also the Small Business Administration, the government website has some support that they're offering for small businesses, helping out with payroll, some interest-free loans, things like that. So if you might be eligible for one of those. So
okay.
everyone should check that out as well.
So just to add to that, yes, Dale, thank you for reminding me. So one of the things that I'm doing differently or adding to, as an opportunity is to help my clients with the grants and some of these other opportunities that are going to be coming down the pipeline from the government. So I'm setting up a team to help support these businesses in writing, in writing these grants and getting these applications done, because that is also incredibly tedious. And if you don't have all the paperwork, you won't be able to do that. So we're going to be helping out everyone, and as they start coming in, we're going to be able to, set that up. And of course, anyone that is, and there's going to be different tiers and different grants that are going to be available, and different relief that's going to be available. So we'll put that information out there too to help everyone.
That's fantastic. Well, we're almost out of time. Kat, you have a final tip you want to share?
Well, I just was going to say about the first self-care thing that Shirin was talking about. We had an abundance meditation on the WhatsApp on the Fair Trade Coalition, and I found that very, very helpful. So I'm thinking it was a 21-day thing, and it really centered me. It calmed me down. It gave me a chance to tap into that inner resource that is my, spark. And I think that there's a lot of good that we can use with meditation. So that's a very, very important thing, because it's something you can do by yourself, and it's a guided meditation thing. So maybe I should make that available.
Yeah, definitely share any resources you guys are having. My daughter in Austin, Texas is a personal trainer, and she's actually going to start doing some online videos, and I even mentioned to her, Dale, since you're a health and wellness coach, maybe we can get together and
absolutely.
And
definitely.
Mental and physical health. Well, I just want to wrap this up by thanking everybody who attended. Thank you, all of our panelists. There's silver linings to this. There's tragedy going all around the world, but we have to stay focused on putting lots of positive energy out into the world to keep people mentally and physically healthy and keep our businesses thriving. So doing this Zoom meeting, this mastermind group, and then also another initiative that we're starting called Mingle Mentor Sessions. This is something this is our silver lining with Fashion Mingle, because it's something we've always wanted to do, but we've never had time to do. So I thank you so much for jumping on board with us. We will be here every Friday afternoon. You can always go to fashionmingle.com to register for the webinar, and you will get notified every single week what the topic's going to be. And you will get to meet these lovely ladies and hear all of their words of wisdom. And then we're going to throw in some surprises. Every week we'll bring in somebody new to keep the conversation fresh. And just thank you so much for coming, and thank you all, wonderful. Everybody who is a panelist is a really important part of Fashion Mingle's New York City team, and we just really thank you guys for being a part of this experience.